So we've been working on simplifying expressions using the properties we've learned. Now we move on to solving equations. That's a fun part, really moving into algebra. So first we need some math vocabulary. And I've got some word clues here written on the board, and we're going to think about what math symbol we would associate with each of these word clues. So when you see the word is, mathematically, you want to think about equals. So the is word clue goes with the math symbol equals. Difference, I'm guessing you know that that would mean subtraction. Okay, when you hear the word sum, I'm guessing you'll think of addition. Product, are you thinking of multiplication? You're right, so we'll put a multiplication symbol. And quotient is a division symbol. So all of these word clues we might see in a verbal expression that we want to then translate into a math equation, a math expression. Okay, so far. Okay. So let's move on to some of these verbal sentences. The first one, the sum of x and 9 is 7. So we see a couple of our word clues there, sum and is. So the sum of x and 9 is 7 would be x plus 9 equals 17. So wherever we see equals, we're always going to, wherever we see is, we're always going to substitute equal symbol. The difference of z and 6 is -4. Difference means subtraction. Z comes first, so it will be z minus 6 is, we're going to write equals, -4. The product of 12 and -k is -60. So this is going to be a multiplication sentence. 12 times -k, and we want to use parentheses here, because if we leave the parentheses out, it'll look like 12 minus k, and we want 12 times -k, is -60. Okay. Is there another way we could write the left side of this equation? Could we bring the negative sign outside? Well, what's the number in front of k that we don't see? If you're thinking 1, you're correct. 1 is the multiplicative identity. Okay? So we could instead associate that -1 with the 12 and then use the commutative property to write the negative symbol first, and I'll just leave out the 1. So -12k, writing it that way, allows us to get rid of those parentheses. It makes it easier to read. Okay? Fantastic. The quotient of t and 5 is 3. See the word quotient, we think divide. Again, is, we think equals. T comes first, so it's t divided by 5 equals 3, or we could use the division symbol, t divided by 5 equals 3. But you're going to see that we much prefer to write it with a fraction bar, which is just going to be easier to solve. So we've talked a lot about expressions, simplifying expressions. All the above are equations because they contain the equal symbol. And a solution is defined as the number that, when substituted for the variable, makes the sentence true. So let's look back at these. Okay, I need to find a number for x in the first example, such that when I substitute it into the equation, I get a true sentence. So something plus 9 equals 17. If you're thinking of it's 8, you're correct. 8 plus 9 is 17. So in the first example, I know the solution, x, is equal to 8. In the next example, I need to find a number such that when 6 is subtracted, I'll get -4. Well, the number's got to be less than 6 in order to make the difference negative. So it's going to be 2, because 2 minus 6 is -4. Okay, looking at this one here. What number, when multiplied by negative 12, will give us negative 60? If you're thinking 5, you're right. So k is equal to 5, since negative 12 times 5 is negative 60. Okay, and the last one, t divided by 5 is 3. We need some number such that when we divide it by 5, we get 3. And 15 is our answer here. So we write t equals 15. Okay? So, how about you try some? So stop the video, try these examples, and when you've got them all, turn the video back on to see if you're right. Okay, ready? So in the first example, g would be negative 7 because 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. In the second example, 54 minus h equals 48. H would have to be 6. And another way to think about subtraction is to find the number, the answer, by counting up from 48. So we need to go from 48 to 54. So we go 48 plus 2 will give us 50, and then we need 4 more. So 2 plus 4 is 6 is our answer. Okay, in example C, or problem C, the answer would be negative 36, because negative 36 divided by negative 3 is 12. And in the last example, y is 13. And that's it.